teaching Yardie Views. Now in this week's Yardie Link Up, we have a special person. He has used his obstacles and of course used them as an avenue to overcome, to be strong, to be relentless, and of course to be resourceful. Let's welcome Ricardo Witter, aka Witter Fitness. Ricardo Witter, welcome, man.
It's nice being here, nice being on the show. It's been a privilege to come here and to be interviewed by you guys. Of course, Yardie Views, big up on yourself.
And of course we appreciate you.
Yep.
So tell us a bit about your beginnings.
But my beginnings, it's from humble beginnings. Living in a very poor community, in Linstead, St. Catherine, across the train line, of course. So I would live right on the side of the train line, and the train would wake me up in the early mornings and in the nights also. When you're watching TV, the train would disturb you, and my mother used to sell in the Linstead market, cook food and sell, and I used to be the guy that delivered the food, so coming from that, very humble beginnings, my friend.
And it doesn't get more Jamaican than that. So in your early stages, you speak about helping your mother, but I believe in speaking to you earlier, you spoke about the significant age of age 13. It became a little rougher for you. Let's talk about that.
Alright, so the age of 13 was when my mother really got ill. She had diabetes from before, but it has worsened because she wasn't following the correct diet. She wasn't eating properly, of course, and so it had gotten worsened, and because of that, she became blind by that. So she was visually impaired, and I have to be the one that has to go for the food, try to earn money to take care of the home, by selling ice, bag juice, guinea, and those stuff in the streets of Linstead.
And with many Jamaicans, because you mentioned how hard you had to work to balance the school life and of course help your mother who was very sick by then. And a lot of people would have never imagined that a 13-year-old would have to go through that, because a lot of people, they take care of their mothers when they're older, when they themselves are older and when their mother is much older. But it moved from 13 to 15 and the situation didn't get better. Right. At 15-year-old, something significant happened in your family. Tell us about that.
At 15-year-old, that was when my mother died. I was coming from school one evening, I saw a big crowd at my gate, and I was wondering what was going on inside the house. And somebody held my hand and told me that my mother had passed away. That was a very emotional time for me, because as a kid, I did not know what to do now, what's next. Even though I was taking care of her, and even though I was sort of expecting, the death of her, because she was in and out of the hospital, so I was sort of expecting it. I was, kind of prepared for it in a sense, but I was still shocked. As a child, I just did not know that my mother would have passed away at that time, being that I did not get much of my mother, from the age of 13. That was when I was really grown enough to really understand the necessity of a mother. Between the ages of say 1 to 12, that was where you did not appreciate much things.
Right, you just know say your mother, so your mother.
Just I give trouble, right? But at age 13 was when I realized the necessity of having a mother, and to lose her at age 15, it was extremely rough for me. And not having a father figure in my life at that time, I did not know what was going to be the next step for me, or who was going to take care of me, who was going to ensure that I go to school and all these things. It's amazing being a Christian young man. I was lucky to be in the church at that time, and so the church brothers and sisters would look out for me and try to console me at times.
I realized that entrepreneurship, I guess, became a part of you, because you would have had to do that to help your family, but even when your mother had left, you still continued with the part of entrepreneurship, and it's so admirable that you're still able to do that while going to school. So let's go to the CSEC exams.
Well, the CSEC exams, I knew that I was going to do well because I was doing it for my mother, right? So every morning I would wake up and look at my mother picture and look at it and say, Mommy, I'm going to make you proud, and went ahead and study. I did 9 CSEC subjects at the Dental Technical High School, where I received 5 2s, 3 1s, and a 3. And so that was a great achievement for me, because a lot of individuals thought that I would not be able to do it because of the death of my mother, right? So it was extremely an emotional moment too, because knowing that my mother should have been there to see that I'm doing well and doing these things, but it is what it is, and I guess I have to just continue to put in the hard work and to make her proud.
Right, so you were saying that you wanted your mother to be proud, and I think that's what a lot of Jamaicans aim to do, make their mothers proud. And even though she had left, you still had an agenda, and you still figured that you're going to have a tunnel vision.
Yes.
And I think one of the greatest achievements too, when speaking to you prior, is that you were able to matriculate to the University of the West Indies. So you did not only get your subjects and feel proud of that, but you figured that you're going to go all the way. So tell me, how has the UA experience been for you, and how did you feel when you were accepted?
I was really excited, because knowing where I'm coming from and to see that I am about to achieve a bachelor's degree, I feel really, really excited, and I'm humbled by the experience. Being at UA right now, it is allowing me to network with the right people, to connect with the right people while getting a tertiary education, right? And so being at UA now, it's helping me to develop my entrepreneurial skills, majoring in marketing, and to use the experience of being in that setting to develop myself mentally and spiritually, to just be a great individual and to practice resourcefulness instead of depending on the resources of the economy.
Right, and so you're a marketer, but not only a marketer, you were always an entrepreneur, but you are now a formal entrepreneur because you have your own fitness company or fitness line going on. So tell us a bit about that.
Right, so Witter Fitness is all about, teaching people on a whole, a healthy lifestyle, right? And being on campus, my target market is the UA students, and so I train students between my class times and their class times. So I find out the availability of each individual, and I train them between the class times, right? It's a very hard task because I have to be balancing training students, going to class, and studying, and so it's really hard. Plus going to work in the evenings at Express Fitness in Lincoln. That's where I train adults, mostly adult persons and business owners and people like that. And at UA I deal with the students mainly.
And for those in a similar situation, or not even a similar situation as yours, but similar in the sense of being in a spot where they believe that they can't come out, or they can't help themselves, or they just feel that they want to give up, what advice would you give them?
My advice is be resourceful. Stop blaming others, stop blaming the government, stop blaming society. Blame yourselves, Be resourceful instead of depending on the resources of the economy, and you will achieve whatever you want to achieve. Use the resources that are available, use them to help you to be successful. I see people using the internet, for example, social media, right? And they're not using it the right way. They're using it to waste time and to idle. Use it to showcase your talents, your gifts. Use it to create a business, right? As what I'm doing right now. Try to find means and ways and ideas to be creative and surround yourself with positive people. That is my advice to the youth of Jamaica and the world, of course.
All right, thank you so much, Ricardo. We really appreciate you talking to Yardie Jews, and all the best in the future.
Thank you very much. It's an honor being here, sir.
So as customary, we usually have the interview, then the interviewee cut. But my enough co-host, Daniel J, decided that he wanted to challenge Witter Fitness to a push-up challenge. So once you hear push-up, say me a push-out. So let the games begin. Ready?
Yeah, man, I'm ready long time.
All
Ever
right.
ready.
After 3,
ready.
1, oh God. 1, 2, 3, go.
yeah, man. Right.
Too easy, man. Too easy.
Don't know. Big up yourself,
Fitness.
Witter.
Witter Fitness. Witter.
Alright.